on the reflecting pool is that it will likely have to rain.
What?
Yeah. Well, you get this connection between the light of the sun, the warmth of the water, the origins of the water. Some of it came from the Potomac, is what I mean. And the fact that the coloring of the pool apparently may have had some component of contributing to the situation, and you end up with an algae bloom, and you can see it. Tony's showing it to you now. The algae bloom became so bad that it started to stink up the surrounding area. And in addition to the stench, in treatment of the algae bloom, chemicals were added. Hydrogen peroxide was poured in, and they pour in quite a bit. They had a special hydrogen peroxide pouring team line each side of the pool, and they poured gallons and gallons and gallons of this stuff into the pool to try to kill the algae, you see. But it caused the paint to peel on the bottom. So you have the paint peeling, so that blue bottom, that American flag blue that he chose, and the algae all floating around in the pool. And that led to incidents because people wanted to come down there, and they did go down there to see what was going on. And a couple of them we saw many reporters down there handling, Tony again has pictures of those watching on YouTube, of those pieces of the blue bottom floating on the surface. And President Trump is angry about it. And he's not angry at himself. No.
What?
He's angry at how this happened. How it happened is not the narrative he's given you about the fact that there was water brought in and hydrogen peroxide and then this paint and this no-bid contract awarded to somebody who'd never really done a pool before, as it turns out. But he blames vandals. Trump taking to his social media and saying, I just inspected the pool and could only say to myself, who would do such a thing? Sick, deranged people. We will fix it. He described the reflecting pool as heavily damaged. He says that work will begin immediately on fixing the seriously vandalized reflecting pool. He didn't really provide any details about what the damage is or identify those who would be responsible in his judgment, but he did make clear that he thinks vandalism was behind this. It was intentional and significant enough to warrant immediate repairs and investigation. The one thing we need is an investigation. He said that he personally toured the area before making this announcement, and he described the condition of the reflecting pool as shocking. Meantime, in reflecting pool news, there's been an arrest. That's right, an arrest of an Olympian, a 3-time U.S. Olympian, David Hearn, arrested by cops after he touched a piece of blue coating that was partially detached from the bottom of the reflecting pool. There you see him in his Olympian garb powering through. Is that canoeing or is that kayaking? He went on a bike ride, he says, on Friday afternoon, stopped by the reflecting pool. He was a curious, concerned citizen. That's how he describes himself. He has a background in materials science, and he was interested to see the situation for himself after reading about reports of algae in the water and the paint peeling off. Quote, I saw a piece of this loose end of this blue coating. I reached out and touched the end of that piece that was loose, but still attached to the bottom. Apparently, the park police didn't see it that way, and they made an arrest. Now, what's the situation with this young man, Kim? I'm concerned about him. Kim, are you listening to the show? Or
I am. He says he did not. He says he didn't do it. He says he didn't tear it.
Am I off? Maybe I'm. I always wonder. Maybe I'm the one who's
I can
speaking
hear
to myself.
You. I don't know if you can hear
Kim
me.
is muted.
Tony,
okay.
I don't know. I shouldn't be muted.
Okay. I don't know what's happening. Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah. The situation is there has been an arrest made, nonetheless. He said, I did not damage anything. So apparently, and this is the last part of all of this, you bring in Jeanine Pirro. She is no nonsense. She's the prison guard and warden who doesn't take no for an answer. She's the U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, the former Fox News person. She said, and she said it on the weekend, because Jeanine Pirro never stops working when it comes to avenging the apparent and, it would seem, clear insults to the President of the United States via his reflecting pool. She said anyone who is in a position of vandalizing or attempting to vandalize the reflecting pool will face criminal justice in D.C. Look, she says, the president has made it a priority to make D.C. not only safe, but beautiful. I'll remind you, $15 million so far has gone into that reflecting pool. Now, Trump's great daughter, he posted this on Father's Day as kind of an embracing of his wonderful daughter. He posted what appeared to be a picture of somebody, but it wasn't his daughter and isn't his daughter. He posted this on his Truth social platform saying, great daughter, my honor. Well, he has two daughters, Ivanka and Tiffany, so we again can narrow down the IDing of this woman, and she's neither Ivanka nor Tiffany. So again, no further explanation. Apparently the woman is the wife of billionaire supermarket owner John Katzimatidis, longtime Trump ally and mega donor. He's the one who owns WABC Radio in New York. And he's one of the station's hosts, in fact. And it seems to have been taken at Camp David at some point during Bill Clinton's candidacy. So, again, it's not the daughter of Trump, or it would seem anybody in the Trump family. And finally, President Trump continuing his war of words with Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni. This weekend, he was still at it, in addition to posting those pictures of his, quote, daughter, who's not his daughter. He insists that Prime Minister Meloni begged, and this is, again, a quote, begged for a photo of them together at the G7 summit. Meloni says, I didn't beg anybody for a picture. I didn't even ask for a picture. Trump repeating the claim in a social media post, saying the prime minister asked, I should say, over and over for this photo. He slammed Meloni for her perceived lack of support for U.S.'s war in Iran. It notes here, and here's the quote, she is doing poorly in Italy with her level of popularity, possibly because she turned down the United States of America, a country that truly loves and protects Italy. And when it came to denying Iran from obtaining or developing a nuclear weapon, but so did NATO for that matter, exclamation point, she wouldn't even let us use Italy's landing strips or runways, a great logistical inconvenience. And this despite the fact that the U.S. contributes hundreds of billions of dollars a year to protect Italy and other so-called NATO allies. So that's a revealing post, and obviously he just feels, I think, if I can say this over and over again, I say it enough, people believe it, my news organizations report it, and then you find yourself in kind of Trump world where he's feuding with Giorgia Meloni over what? A picture she says never happened? Anyway.
Which is so weird because she was his biggest ally in Europe, right? She was very far right.
She was total Trumpy. That's exactly right.
They had a working relationship. And then why does he go and destroy it over a picture? Because she's really angry over this whole thing.
Yeah. And the answer may be that he's kind of losing it a little bit. Mm-hmm. And this is something we're going to, Dr. John Gardner's coming up. I think he's on the show tomorrow. So these are things that reflect Trump becoming unglued mentally. I'd suggest. Otherwise, I can't explain it. I'm with you. Like, I don't understand how you lash out at this person who's been a great supporter of yours. So it's pretty crazy. The last thing I will say, just because he talks about flagging popularity on the part of Maloney, here's a cut with Trump himself not really popular these days as a result of Iran, as a result of the price of gas, as a result of the handling of the economy. I think the ballroom's not that popular. The UFC fight on the front lawn of the White House wasn't that popular. These things that he's doing, I'm leaving out the weaponization fund, not that popular. These are all things that are kind of beginning to weigh him down. And so here's a summary of where we sit in terms of his popularity. Go ahead, Tony.
They disapproved of him a month ago. They disapproved of him 2 months ago, and they still disapprove of him. I mean, the polling is quite steady despite. Ooh, let's see. This is interesting.
Hold on.
We want to see if we can.
I think we
can't
need to
get his
reboot,
board working for those who are
turn
just
it off
listening.
and on.
And
Maybe we might need to do that. Can we try? No, it doesn't seem to be.
Come on, people.
We got
It's
Penn.
Monday.
Come on,
got
people.
Penn working. Why we could toss it to John,
Well,
or
here's
I could
the bottom
merely say
line.
this.
He's not
Look,
getting
people
to it.
disapproved of Trump 2 months ago. His disapproval rating was 64%. Last month it was 66%, and this month it is the same. 64%. So what we're talking about is that Americans, you can pay attention to me here, Americans still disapprove of the job that Donald Trump is doing on Iran, and 75% of independents disapprove of the job that Donald Trump is doing on Iran. So regardless of any deal that was made, the American people still disapprove of the job that Donald Trump is doing on Iran, despite whatever he's doing.
If you ever
And I think
wondered
the
if
key
Harry
there
didn't
is the
have all
independence, probably. That's okay. Thank you, Tony. Appreciate that. But look, it's a presidency that's taking on water. It's an administration that's taking on water. We'll talk more about that with Gary Dietrich. That is your chunk of Trump.
That's it for this edition.
Well, I really enjoyed it.
But make sure to join us again next time
I think you might want to listen. There's nothing wrong with listening.
for another chunk of Trump.
Hi, it's Mark, and I thought that was great. Hit the notification bell. You'll know whenever there's a new video being dropped, and please subscribe to our channel to help us save the universe.